Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Corner. I'm Art Regner, and in honor of the Grey Cup champion Toronto Argonauts, I am dedicating this edition of Art Regner's Sports Blog to the 2012 CFL champions, Argos. Argos. And let's bring it up. There I am. Got my Argos cap on, too, as you can see. I have been sick for the last 4 days. I do not feel well. You can probably see it in my face. I lost my voice, and I'm sure many of you were probably saying, well, good, that's good. 3 days ago, it came back. I don't know how long it's going to be here, so I'm going to make this rather quick. The reason I'm wearing the Argos hat is there's just no way I can get near a shower right now and clean myself up. So. There's so much happening. I had to get a video blog out, and what I really wanted to start about is give you a little philosophical thing about how I approach things. During press conferences, I never tweet. I don't tweet because if I tweet, then you're going to get 566 of the same things, like Jim Schwartz says Titus Young is back or whatever, which he is back today. But the reason I don't is because during a press conference, I like to watch them from beginning to end to get a feel, to try to get a real feel for where the subject, in this case usually a head coach or player, where they're coming from. And I do this a lot. I cover a lot of things. And the reason I do this is because after covering somebody for a length of time and really watching them closely during a press conference and asking questions, you kind of get a feel for maybe where they're coming from, and I really want to stress that. It's not that I'm trying to be Sigmund Freud or somebody and do a character analysis, but that's the way I go about my business. And for 2 years now, I've covered Brady Hoke. Now, I've known Brady for a long time. I knew him when he was an assistant at Michigan beforehand, but over the last 2 years, he's been the head coach at Michigan, and I am going to say this. I know a lot of people are very upset about what happened in Columbus last Saturday, and I was a little disappointed in the second half, too. I didn't think Brady should have gone for it on fourth down, and if he should have gone for it, he shouldn't have called a timeout. But I know, because I couldn't speak the last couple days, that has already been bandied about. So with all that said, I want to say the reason why Michigan has not been able to win on the road, and the reason why Michigan has not reached elite status, pardon me, you can tell I'm on a medication too, is for one reason. And I think that covering Brady, and I don't think he's going to come right out and say this, but I am going to say it's the lack of physical play from Michigan's offensive line. That is the crux of Michigan's problem. Now, these kids are great in pass blocking, and Michigan hardly lets up any sacks. A lot of that could do with Devin Gardner and, of course, Denard Robinson, because they're elusive in the backfield. However, I think if Brady Hoke really is going to address one need, and I think they have through recruiting, it's going to be the offensive line. Michigan cannot run the football, and I know everyone is looking for a stud running back, but in all fairness to the running backs, if there's no holes open for you, or if a guy is immediately in the backfield, it's very difficult, unless you have the elusiveness of a Denard Robinson, to make a play happen. And I think that is the crux of why Michigan is still in a building phase, is because their offensive line is not measured up to Michigan offensive lines in the past. They're not a physical offensive line. And I think it's the lack of physicality that has Brady Hoke probably the most distressed. I mean, Michigan's road record for the last several years now has been absolutely terrible. I used to enjoy going on the road and watching Michigan play because they were competitive, usually won, but they played a very physical brand of football. And right now, that is not happening. The defense is almost up to snuff. They're a much more physical defensive team than they have been in the past. And in the last 2 years under Greg Madison, and perhaps maybe they even have some better athletes on that side of the ball that are more aggressive. So that's what I really wanted to say, is that, from covering Brady over these years, because you can just see it in his face. And Brady's a line coach, and when Brady starts talking about about his football team. When you start asking him about his line, his voice kind of lowers, kind of looks down a little bit. You don't get that on a tweet. And he compliments him, but he talks about it's not there yet. It's not physical enough. So if you're a Michigan fan, and I know you're waiting, is Devin Gardner going to get his medical red shirt? Is he the quarterback next year? Is that running back, that young man named Green, I think is his last name, is he going to come to Michigan? I don't get involved in recruiting until they wear the maize and blue, in all honesty. But and that's all great, but you're going to need guys like Magnuson and Kalis and some of the other offensive linemen that were freshmen this year, that were redshirted, and some of the kids coming in now. Michigan needs to revamp their offensive line. If they revamp their offensive line and they become a big, powerful, physical football team, and that's what Brady wants up front, then they're going to be able to run the ball. If they're able to run the ball with Devin Gardner or Shane Morris or whomever back there, because they'll be more of a pro set, Michigan should be fine. I'm disappointed like you are about what happened Saturday. I thought the second half was bad, but if Michigan's going to get to where they want to be, not only Big Ten champions, but competing for a national championship, their offensive line has to step it up significantly. And that's it, because my voice is about to go. I can feel it. It may not sound like it, but trust me, it's about to go. And with that said, I will see you tomorrow, and we'll be talking more. I think I'm going to go into the Detroit Lions and what their problems are, and then football picks on Friday. Hopefully the medication will really kick in. My voice will be strong, and I'll feel better, because I feel miserable right now. But it's always a pleasure to welcome you, I don't even know what that means, into the Sports Corner. Until we meet again, have a safe and pleasant one, everyone. I'm Art Regner for Fox Sports Detroit. Bye-bye.